us to talk through, and this time we have the ship's piano 3, or cubed 3. Now this is yet another update of quite an ancient instrument, the ship's piano, which originally was a ship's piano, which is a strange and rare piano, tiny portable piano, apparently used a lot by Scott of the Antarctic when he needed a good sing-along. It's a funny little thing that doesn't always sound that great, but it's definitely has great character. It's not a Blithner or anything posh. It's a funny portable piano, which looks vaguely like this. What I've done in the 3, or cubed update, is added 2 other pianos. So we have this one here is the ship's piano. This one here is the school grand. And this one here is the room upright. And what I've done is mix the 3 together, or you can mix the 3 together. This one I recorded in a strange school hall, a kind of stone Hogwarts style school hall. It's a beautiful sounding grand piano, not the best kept grand piano in the world as well, but I like that kind of thing. It's quite hastily sampled, I might add, so don't expect every single note with 5 variations. And the upright piano is in my own living room, and that is much more sampled. But there's a twist with this as well, in that I sampled it binaurally, reversed it, put it through some hardware room style reverb, and then reversed it back again so that you have this amazing tail effect. I'll just demonstrate that. So you can turn those on and off. This is your sample start. So when it's set there, it plays the intro tail. But as I move that there, get the real piano sound. See what I mean? And the same goes for all of the pianos, or all of the different presets. No, all of the pianos. They all have a sample start, which has different effects. You'll sometimes get this clicking effect, which can be resolved with either the attack and also the attack shape, which can also give you interesting effects as well. And let's hear that. And as I move, you know what I mean? Put them all together. You have this kind of quite nifty way of modelling almost pianos. That's the plan. So it's the combination of these 3 pianos. There are quite a few presets, which you can see here, or actually snapshots, aren't they? Let's load one up. I'll quickly go through the controls here. So we've got sample start. This is volume, fairly obviously. That's the sound on and off. Width here, let's just do this all here. Width control goes from super wide to super mono. Control click puts in its proper position. This is your ADSR, as discussed. High pass and low pass. Wibbly wobble, as I like to call it. This is now, each one also has its own convolution reverb with 24, I think it is, different convolutions. That's the amount. And that's the size there, you just drag it. So it's you can... Yep. Oh, actually that one's probably sounding funny, and I'll show you why. One of the ways that the architecture works is that the reverb is pre-effect, which means if I turn the master effects down here, you just get the reverb. No, yes, that's right. Which is a quite a handy way of just mixing out your reverb. Anyway, more of that later. We're straying into strange territories here. Oh, there you go. So that's the basics, and it started off as a very basic idea of, okay, let's add some more pianos to the ship's piano. Also, what I've done from the original ship's piano is tuned it a little bit better. It was a little bit squiffy, and it should be much more accurate now, so it will sit slightly differently. But of what I've also added, which is also in the old version, or the last version, was the Saltinator, which allows you to do this. Now I've changed this slightly as well. So each one of these keys is a sequencer. And these notes here, you can basically now learn the note that you put on each channel of the sequencer. So there's 12 sequencers, 12 channels, and you can put your own notes on whichever channel you want. Okay. You've also got the remix control here, which does crazy stuff like that. And then the swing control here. Okay, that's all fairly straightforward. Various grid controls, copying and pasting, how many lengths of bars, etc., etc. What I've added as well is we've got the scale kind of quantizer, which is very useful. And I've also put that on a key control here, so that's off. But if I click the red buttons, it's now going to quantize to minor C scale. And then here you can choose what note it quantizes to. You're never always sure what you're going to get when you're doing it this way around, but that's what's good about it. Now you can also choose whether it goes to the nearest lower note or the nearest higher note, or doesn't go to a note, so it only plays notes that are in that scale. I find various combinations of these are quite nice. And then basically it also quantizes the keyboard. So, put on sustain pedal. There. I'm going to play my very basic keyboard licks. Ooh, the wrong bit. I have to play it. And what I'm playing, stop that, and click twice. I'm playing this. But when that's quantized, you get some quite interesting effects. Make that, take it to the C. So that's me playing the same old thing. Let's change the scale to a Lydian. Say it's still in C. It's a really nice way of coming up with new ideas without actually learning any new chords. And let's change the key. Oh no, that's not the key, that's the sequencer. These are the ones I've sequenced in. It's very easy to do it yourself. And I've kept them quite sparse because it works better that way, I've found. And it can change quite drastically here. That's just me playing the same old chords because they're the only ones I know. Which is partially true. Dreaded major. So it can just take you to really interesting places that you wouldn't have gone before. course, all of this can be automated because it's just basically playing keys. Let's make that stop. New also to the Ship's Piano 3 is velocity, so you can actually map the keyboard and how it responds. If you want it softer, you can. You've got various ways of doing that, different ways of changing the way the keyboard responds. You can also fix it, so whatever you play, it's always the same. All quite handy, because these are all because the keyboards, the pianos are all velocity mapped. You can get different sounds depending on how hard you play. Let's take that off now. So hit the black note. There you go. We've also got a master effects section, which I briefly pointed at with some. So there's on and offs here. You've got a big old mastering EQ. You've got some kind of dirt, which has a bit of tube distortion, and then some tape distortion or saturation, and then the transient master, which is quite handy for some things. For instance, at the moment it's on, which is what's softening the notes. But you can give things more attack, etc. But it's best used subtly, I think. You'll find with the distortion. Get a bit fizzy, but sometimes you want a bit of fizzy. So there you go. That's not a bad quick. Oh yeah, read the manuals here. Explains how this keyboard section works, what's going on in there, etc., etc. Let's just give you a few of the possibilities. So there's a defaults preset. There's a few defaults. There's some of them vary more than others. Drunken Sailor. Head Cold, another crazy one. Ghosty Upright. So you can do kind of from affected to very kind of straightforward, simple pianos. Sometimes subtly different, sometimes massively different. But the fun happens when you start mixing them together, basically. Etc. I mean, this is, it's for tweaking. There are. Take some of that down. Give that a bit of ghost. So it's a tweaker's piano. It's not going to replace your really nice, massive sample libraries. That's not the point of Ship's Piano 3. I think that's it. I always say that, and then I think of something. But actually this time I can't think of anything that I've missed. Although I probably have. Available from sounddust.co.uk. This is an upgrade from Ship's Piano 2. It will go up in price, but there'll be a deal when it comes out, which is kind of hopefully when you see this video. Thank you very much, and I apologise for the fact I can only play this. Well, I can play this, which is slightly different. Thanks a lot.